Cool kids. All the cool kids. I wish that I could be like the cool kids. Not working all of the time, that is. Not really. Yeah, really, right? The turd wishes I was here more. I can tell you that. Yes, he's a big turd now. All right. Guess what, cool kids? Remember I showed you that delicious scrumdiddlyumptious Reaper Bones 6. I know we're excited. Reaper Bones 6. I did a little preview video. Now we're gonna actually open stuff, look at it, right? We're gonna mess with it. We're gonna put our hands on it. Yes, and we're going to play with it. Yes. You know the good thing about these minis, you don't have to pay them to use them for D&D. Trust me, I know. I guess, the way to start this is really the only good way to start this really is the core set, I think. But, we'll start with this. It's easy to open. They just put it in a Ziploc baggie. Let's start with this. These are the extra columns right here on page. I got 27 items. It's item number. Where are you at? Item number extra pillars. Item number 22983. And you know what we might do? We might take this little checklist and cross stuff off as we open it. That could be good. That'd be a good way to keep track of what we've opened and explored. 27 delicious items. That's a lot of delicious items. So extra pillars. So we'll start at the very bottom and work our way up. This video will be starring extra pillars. Brought to you by the number 1 and the letter A for Addicted to Minis. Okay, here we go. We're going to put a little X there. That lets us know we've done that. That's a done deal. Ooh. And if you have any problems with Reaper's products, simply email help@reapermini.com. A lot of people that ask that question on the various forums I've seen and other apps. So that is a good bit of information. help@reapermini.com. Here we go. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but accoutrements are an excellent way to build the atmosphere. So what we have here is a 2-piece situation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a little mat to kind of show you what we're talking about here so you can really, really see this. It's going to be really cool. Hold on. Cool kids. Check it out. Without a doubt, we're going to scream and shout with all of our clout. Oh, man. Here we go. This is the first one I grabbed. I don't know. When I first got into it, let me tell you a little story, guys. When I first got back into D&D, because I used to play 2nd edition, I bought a bunch of books. They were all 4th edition. So I bought a bunch of these maps. Actually, that's the whole reason I started getting into board games, was to get the D&D maps for the D&D board games, because I figured it was a great way, because, they have different tiles, right? So they're modular. And that's what got us all this started. But I was going to play 4th edition. And this is a Pathfinder map, but as you can see, there's grid squares, 1-inch grid squares, and all of that. So I used to play Theater of the Mind. I didn't even mess with minis. All right, let's look at these. These are the columns you get. Now, these could be painted up. Obviously, it's an Egyptian thing. But, yeah, that Ankh kind of... Yep. So... Now, the old Reaper that I know would have made this a solid piece and maybe, hollowed out in here. But I don't mind that they're doing this because it makes the model less expensive and lighter. The material it's made out of is really kind of hard. It's not your old-fashioned Bonesium, so I'm thinking it's either Bones USA or Bones Black. So it's a higher quality plastic. It's not just PVC. It's definitely got some good detail. Now, in order to really make this pop, though, you'd have to paint it up. I do see maybe some repeating patterns here, but I'm not sure. On the columns, but that's okay. So let me show you this. Accoutrements, right? So here the mat's cool, right? It's cool. But what if we took these pillars, right? And we just set them there. What's popping on the map, guys? What's really got your eye? So if you were running through these dungeons, this area, right, you might think there would be something really cool hiding in the middle of these columns. Something maybe very specific to the adventure. And you might think, oh wow, I better get over there. What's in my way? And that's where the DMing happens, right? The game mastering. You get to put impediments in the way of the party. It could be a trap, it could be an encounter, it could be both. It could be all of the above or none of the above. All right. But the point is, there we go. The point is, this is what you got. And you can set an altar miniature. You know, remember, we have Hero Quest here. So I can break into my Hero Quest and open it. And pull out, you know, some of the cool accoutrements in here. So I guess what I'm saying is all this is modular and interchangeable. So that's why I always say something like Hero Quest is a good buy because it's got so much utility for you. But let's say I open this up, I pull out this tomb here. Check out that tomb, which comes open. See that? So I take the tomb and I put it right in there. All right. Do you see what we're doing here? Now, if I'm playing with my little mini, let me grab a little mini, okay? And I'll show you what we're kind of going for here. I'm Johnny the Archer. Johnny the Archer. So I come in here, right? And I'm Johnny the Archer. And I want to get through this dungeon, right? Okay. Well, let's get that angle right. Here we go. I'm Johnny Archer. Now I want you to see this. You're the player. You grab your mini. And you're moving, and you're moving, and you're moving, up, right, and bloop. You're coming up on this. As a player, this is what you're looking at. You're seeing some pretty cool stuff. Let's zoom out. That would be a pretty cool little thing to see. So, the point is, little accoutrements like this are always good. for the game. And not a bad thing to have on hand. Now, the price point on these was $10. You add in the shipping and everything, though, I bet I paid $12. You know, just taking that $100 in shipping and tax and dividing it by what I got, it was probably $12 for these. But you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. You probably couldn't go and buy this retail for that. The question is, are you going to use it? So another use for this would be, right, is, and especially if you paid $12 for it, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, these columns could be used in a lot of different settings. But let's say you had a home base that your party used all the time in your game, a starting point, right? Well, in that case, you want some nice accoutrements, right? You want something that, if you're going to be seeing it all the time, you want something nice. This could be that item for you. This could really be that for you. So, definitely your choice. I'm definitely not saying run out and get these. They're steel, but they're not a bad deal. And the plastic is nice. The plastic is definitely top tier, good stuff. And now I gotta put my Hero Quest back up like a good boy. Because, you know, when you play with a toy, you gotta put it back the way you found it, right? Okay. Anyway, that's all we got for today on this video. But tune in because we're gonna be doing more. Because I got a whole Reaper Bones Kickstarter. There we go. And we got a lot of stuff to cover. We got a lot of ground to cover. Very fertile ground. Very wonderful ground. And I was just showing you guys how you could use your Hero Quest game as a quick way to get your accoutrements right on your battlefield and get your map right real quick, you know, on the fly. Because a lot of times, you know, like if you're DMing, I don't know if you guys ever DM. If you DM, it's always good to have a little pile of miniatures just in case, you know. You plan out some stuff, but sometimes you'll have a random encounter, right? Or sometimes you're like, you know what? I just remembered this player told me when they were talking about their character that, you know, their backstory, that this was something they were into or afraid of or really liked, you know. Well, you could have that stuff handy. And you could be like, you know, I need to pick a good time because, okay, as a DM, one of the tricks is, guys, you want every player to get a chance to shine every session if you can, right? Everybody gets to play their role and, you know, really, really participate in the story. It's all about the story, man. Even your min-maxers, they still want a story, you know. Your rule lawyers, they still want a story. The story people, of course, they want a story, but they can, you know, they can make it pretty difficult on you unless you know, you're good at improvising and you got a solid grasp of plot and narratives to start with. So just remember the dice can change things up, so you don't want to railroad. I like to sandbox, and that's what I'm saying. Having something like this, man, you know, to pull out every so often, you wouldn't want to do it every session unless it was your home base. But I will give another example. Say you're doing a ruins for a specific culture, and you wanted to set a motif. Say, for example, the ancient Whateverians. The Whateverians have these crystals that the party's collecting to power this great doomsday device, and they're trying to stop that from happening. So they're going around the world grabbing these crystals, and they're going to, you know, dump them into a portal to the abyss or something, right? That's the mission, but, oh, they're thwarted. Or, oh, they're going against a group, a syndicate of people who want those crystals. So you could have a lot of intrigue there, a lot of encounters, a lot of plot, a lot of story, and a lot of fun. Okay, but I'm just saying you could have this setup. These miniatures represent the Whateverians, so they know if they go into a dungeon, oh, this is an ancient Whateverian tomb. You know, so you could definitely mark a motif for your dungeon. So if you go into a dungeon and you put in a different kind of column, you know, because I got other columns, well, maybe that could mark another culture, or just let you know that it's not Whateverian. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this long. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you hated it, well, that's okay. Let me know why. Yeah, this is it. This is the Extra Pillars Reaper Bones 6, and we're going to create a new playlist. So thanks for watching. Adios.